All right, so welcome back to the Ramen Spot. Here with Why So Unserious, reviewing the
Yeah,
entire MCU.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah,
today
yeah,
we
yeah.
got Iron Man 2. Okay, so the general premise is on the creative side, they had a hit with Iron Man, so they wanted to get right back in there and get another one out as fast as possible. So they're using most people don't know this because they only been alive since Iron Man's been popular, but Iron Man was like D tier at best in Marvel before his movie came out. So he had the Ten Rings was his main. The Mandarin and the Ten Rings was his main villain. The Mandarin himself was like a Fu Manchu type Chinese stereotype. So they really didn't want to do that. So they saved the Mandarin for much later.
Mhm.
They did use the Ten Rings a little bit in the first movie. Ironmonger, who was the villain of the first movie. And then in this movie, they brought in his other two main adversaries, which is Whiplash and Justin Hammer, who is like a uh, evil version of Tony Stark. Tony Stark, if he didn't have his change of heart, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
So Whiplash is understandably very upset because his father helped Howard Stark create the arc reactor and never got any credit for it. So they died broke and shunned in Russia, whereas the Starks, you know them, they're worldwide, you know, Elon Musk types.
Mhm.
The story even goes so far as to include cameos from people like Elon Musk and Bill O'Reilly, which really don't age well. You know what I'm saying? But it shows you, back in 2008, nobody was really seeing these people as like a huge threat. It's just, it is what it is. They also did give a little cameo to Ghostface in the first movie, which I thought was hugely, really cool because the first person to make Iron Man and Tony Stark cool was not Marvel. It was Ghostface. So, you know, it was really cool of them to shout him out like that. But anyway, you also get to see Rhodey finally suit up his War Machine, and you get a very fast movie with a lot of action leading to Tony Stark finally curing his palladium poisoning that was slowly killing him because of the use of his arc reactor in his chest.
Yep.
And that was an analogy analogous to the uh, heavy alcoholism that Tony Stark has in the comics, which you can't really show in a PG-13 movie. So that was how they displayed it, and I thought it was a pretty good way to show it. His little breakdown with his party and acting all stupid. You know. Then you have you have the Stark Expo and a pretty good final battle against Tony Stark versus his cheap competitors. I guess you would say. Like,
Yeah.
is the difference? Is what makes Iron Man Iron Man? Is it Stark himself, or is it the actual technology? Because removed from Stark, technology is just scary. Very similar to the story of the super soldier serum. Actually,
Mhm.
the serum just amplifies what you already were. So if you were a bad man, you're worse. If you were a good man, you're better. So yeah, so it was a pretty basic movie. Came out pretty fast after the first one. It was John Favreau's last movie directing in the MCU, even though he basically created the whole feel of the MCU when he made Iron Man 1, and he was in line to direct Avengers. this was the last movie that he made for Marvel. He did stay and play Happy Hogan all the way. He's still playing him now. Probably in 10 more movies since then. But yeah, it's his last time. So, what did you think of the movie?
I thought it was great because it. So here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is not about one person trying to take down Tony Stark. How I saw this movie as this is literally exactly what would happen when somebody makes this technological breakthrough. The government wants to get its hands on it because they want to use it as a weapon, and they don't feel well. And they're like, well, if you have it, then we don't have it, and we don't like that. And then you have his competitors trying to take advantage of the fact that the government wants it. So he's like, hey, so if he's not going to work with the government, I'm going to do what he did, but better, so I can have it. I'm like, no, this is exactly what would happen. And at the same time, Tony is slowly dying. He's slowly killing himself. And the fact that it's from the arc reactor, I think it does add another element because, like, even in the movie, it says, hey, the thing that's keeping you alive is also killing you slowly. So it's not so much as who is the villain that Tony needs to overcome. This is a situation. This is the current situation.
Indeed.
It started off with Tony said, nobody is close to the technology that I have. It'll take them at least 1 or 2 decades to get there. And then the racetrack scene happens. Whiplash shows up, and it's like, oh no, it's not 10, 20 years. It's tomorrow. People have this technology now, and that's a problem.
Well, that was them misreading the situation.
Yeah.
Whiplash did not have Tony Stark's technology. He kind of did.
Tell
he
them
had,
go
he had the
tell
hardware
them
part,
that.
but he didn't have the, he didn't have the man part. So he,
yeah, exactly.
He could make a weapon, but he can't use it the way Stark does. But
yes,
like
you and I know that.
Well, yeah,
however,
but in the movie, he actually says that to Stark. When Stark interviews him in the room after he's arrested, he asks him like, "What is the point? Like, you didn't do anything. You're just gonna rot in jail." And he was like, he's like, "You failed." And Whiplash was like, "Did I?" And then when Stark was thinking about it, he was like, "Well, just look. If you think you're invincible, but if people can see that you actually bleed, then maybe they start believing that you're just a god." You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And he was right.
Yeah.
It's something that maybe if you a lot of people, when you talk to them about the MCU, they look at them as dumb action movies. So they'll tell you stupid stuff like you just said, like, like this movie has no plot. This doesn't make any sense. Nothing intelligent happens in it. But they also refuse to look at any subtext or really pay attention to any dialogue, and then they claim that the story is not there.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh yeah, no, the story is absolutely there.
Now, is it goofy? Does it have goofy stuff in it? Of course. For one thing, all Marvel movies do.
That they all have something, at least some of it in there. But it's like, can you really have Tony Stark and like not and be like 100% straight laced, completely serious? No, you can't.
And would you really want to? No. That's why you got War Machine there. War Machine's not Stark. He's a soldier. You know what I mean? He is meant to be serious where Stark isn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that despite everything that they did, everything that they tried to do, all the bad decisions that they made, I think Favreau did a fantastic job of making a really good action movie that stands up to time. You know what I'm saying? It's still dope now. You know what I mean? And as a matter of fact, Iron Man's suit up in the F1 Monaco race, I still think is the best suit up in the whole MCU. You know what I mean? Yeah.
The whole MCU.
Yes.
Man.
Name one better. I'll wait.
I don't know about me. Like, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to let me see more suit ups for for me to like
I'll pose that question to you
answer that question.
again in like 8 months when we get finished
You know what? Yeah,
with
you know
all of
what? Yeah,
these.
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, ask me again. Yeah, ask me again in 8 months.
With all that being said, what would you give it out of 5?
You know what? I give this movie a 4.5.
Okay, very nice. I give it a 4. So
All right.
definitely the highest so far at 8.5, and befitting of how good I think this movie actually is. Very underrated in the MCU. And if you don't like it, please tell me why in there. And if it's something stupid like I don't know, just tell me why in the comments so I can laugh. That's basically it.
Yeah. Like if you sit here and be like, well, they should have focused more uh Vanko wanting to take down Tony Stark. Okay, congratulations. You missed the point of the entire movie.
Yeah. And he's in the whole movie. I get
Yeah,
that his actor
he's there.
himself was like, I don't feel like I did enough, and there's a lot of stuff that I did that got left on the cutting room floor and blah blah blah. I get what he's saying. He did a lot to add to what was a really basic character that they
Yeah,
wrote.
yeah, yeah,
But
exactly. Like
with
hell, the
all the
main character.
pressures and
Hell,
all the like interference that they were under, the fact that that movie is even as good as it is amazing. You know what I'm saying?
as matter of fact, his character said like the entire point of the movie. If you can make God bleed, will they still believe?
It's not like
I
he
mean,
just the only action scene he really had was at the beginning, even though he does show up at the end for like 2 seconds. But for the most part, he has a big, he has a big part in the movie. It's just in behind the scenes. He's the missing piece that Hammer needed, because Hammer is Stark's like ego unchecked, but not his, not his smarts, not his
yeah.
technological, engineering brilliance. So that's where if you combine him with Whiplash, now you got pretty much all of Tony Stark except for heart. You know what I mean? And if people watched that movie and didn't get that because they were just mad at whatever, I don't really care. Sorry.
Yeah, don't know what to tell you at that point.
Iron Man 2 is pretty damn good. And next, what's next? It's got to be like
Is
Thor
it
or
is
Captain
it
America.
is it Thor? I want to say it's Thor. Let me take a look here.
Yeah.
Come on, come on.
Y'all better be prepared because I'm going to roast Thor.
So the next one is Thor, and then after that, it's your boy Cap.
About to roast Thor. All right. So, till next time.
See ya.
Later.